Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now, your #1 source for tips, tricks, and everything you need to know for Fantasy Premier League football. Today, we're going to be going over some wildcard drafts for Game Week 12. So, if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 40 likes today. Leave a comment who have you got your eyes on over the international break. Subscribe if you're brand new. Let's get into the video. So, starting things off in today's video, I'm going to be showing you 3 different wildcard drafts. One of them being 4-4-2, one of them being 3-4-3, and then one of them being 3-5-2. And this is the first draft that I'm going to be showing you, which is the 3-5-2. Yeah. So in goal we have Foster and Sanchez, and I know you're probably already saying, why is Sanchez in goal? He can't play in the next game. He got carded against Newcastle, was sent off. But at the end of the day, Sanchez is only out for 1 game, which is the Villa game. And then after that, he has the Leeds and then West Ham, which, yeah, West Ham isn't the greatest fixture. But then he has Southampton, Tottenham, Wolves, United, Brentford. Like, he has some really, really nice fixtures. You could play Ramsdale. Like I say, I have Ramsdale on a couple of these other wildcard drafts. But I'm just kind of keeping faith with Sanchez. Now, you could also put Foster in as well. I mean, he doesn't have the greatest fixture. He's got United at home. But as well as that, you could play Steele. Now, it's a little bit more risky, but Steele has been on the bench in every single Brighton game. Although some Brighton fans are saying he's not the second keeper, but he's been on the bench every game. So I don't know. I guess it'd be something that you kind of have to come up with yourself. There is 0.8 in the bank, so if you just wanted to just completely not risk it at all, you could play Ramsdale. If you really wanted to. Hang on, I'm on forwards. Let me go on to goalkeepers. So you could play Ramsdale instead. Ramsdale has a horrible fixture coming up though, which is Liverpool. But then he has Newcastle. But then he has United, then Everton, Southampton, West Ham. Like, the fixtures for Arsenal aren't great. Like, they're doing really, really well. They've won all the games that they should have, which is why they're sitting pretty nicely in the table. I think they're 5th at the moment or something like that. But yeah, just that Liverpool game isn't great. I think they'll do okay, but I just can't really see them winning that game. So yeah, you could play Sanchez in goal, you could play Ramsdale. You can't, it's a bit annoying because you can't really play Raya or any of these other keepers because they're either suspended or they're injured. So the choice for these like low priced keepers isn't very big. But yeah, they're the goalkeepers. Next up, we have at the back line, we have James, Trent, Cancelo, which is obviously the 3-5-2 formation. We also have Johnson and the Norwich defender as well. Johnson still keeping his place, which is really, really surprising. He's gone up to 4 mil now. When I was including him in these videos, he was on 3.9, but he has gone up. So of course he only got 1 point against Liverpool, but I mean that was a great game of football. But before that, he got 8, 6, 7. Like, I don't know why he's suddenly in the team now. I think it's because Soufal got injured, but he's just playing so well that Soufal just can't get into the team. I think Ogbonna has been classed as injured today as well, and I don't know if Johnson can play centre back as well, but with another injury at the back line at West Ham just makes it even more nicer for Johnson, I guess, to get into the starting team. And then yeah, James, Trent, and Cancelo, they're just the 3 best defenders in FPL this year at the moment. Trent obviously got a really nice return, Cancelo got a really nice return, James would have got a really nice return if Burnley didn't score. I mean, he still got 7 points because he got 3 bonus. Created a lot of chances, should have got a few more assists, but yeah, James is just looking so dangerous. You could play Chilwell instead because Chilwell is definitely nailed at the moment because Alonso is out with an injury, but I just think James is just so much more fun to watch and he's just so much more fun to have in your team. We've got the 5 midfield though. We've got Foden, Rafinha, Salah, Corner, and Son. So we all know about Foden and how well he's playing this season. They've got some okay fixtures coming up as well, like Everton, West Ham, Villa. Like, I would at this point in time say that Everton and Villa are green fixtures. Like, Villa are terrible. They've just sacked Dean Smith. Everton just cannot get any points or anything. And then West Ham, yeah, West Ham's a tough game. But then after that, you've got Foden for Watford, Wolves, Leeds, Newcastle, Leicester, and Brentford. Now, I know over the Christmas break, it is, well, it's not really a break, but over the Christmas holidays, there are games like left, right, and centre. So Foden isn't going to play all of these games. He's just not. Like, there's going to be so much rotation, but they've got such nice fixtures coming up. Having Cancelo and Foden ready for those fixtures is really nice. And I guess the bench isn't too bad as well. Like, you got Johnson on the bench, you got the Norwich centre-back, or wing back, or I don't actually know where he plays. He just plays in defence. Who again, he could come on. I mean, it's not the greatest bench player in the world, but it is what it is. We also have Son and Cornet and Salah. Don't need to go over Salah. Rafinha just keeps scoring. He's got a goal in his last 2 and took 3 bonus from both of those games, which is really nice. Then he has Tottenham, Brighton, Crystal Palace, and Brentford. But then you'd probably get rid of him across the Christmas break because he has Chelsea, City, Arsenal, Liverpool. But there's so many other good players around this price or a little bit cheaper, like Gallagher, Smith Rowe, Mbeumo, like all these players that could easily fit Rafinha's shoes when you need to get rid of him. Cornet, though, a lot of people kind of just not really taking a look at. He's only owned by 1.2% of teams, but he's getting some nice points. Like, he didn't do great against Chelsea, but it was against Chelsea. But before that, he got 10 points against Brentford and then 15 against Southampton. So you could play with Cornet if you really wanted to. Again, you could downgrade him to a Gallagher. Let me just go on to all players. You could, like I say, yeah, Gallagher could also fit into the team really nicely. It is honestly up to you. I would probably go with Gallagher. He's a little bit more, I don't know, I feel more okay putting him in my team. But, Cornet is there if you wanted a little bit of a diffy. And then Son is in the team as well, just because the fixtures are really, really good over the next 4. I mean, over the next 6, really, they're really, really good. So, yeah, I think that... I've got Son in my team now. I had to make an early transfer because I was going to get priced out of it and I didn't want to take a hit. But of course, I would never condone doing early transfers, but I had to, otherwise I wouldn't have brought Son in. Because I'm guessing he's going to go up in price. He's 10.3 at the moment. If he goes up to 10.4, I wouldn't have been able to bring him in. And I didn't want to take that chance. But yeah, Son I think is going to be really nice over the next 4 or 5 or 6. As well as that, Kane could also be really nice. And then up front we have Antonio and Jimenez. Antonio, he wasn't lucky not to score in the Liverpool game. If you were going to say to me before the game that West Ham were going to score 3 goals, I probably would have captained Antonio, because the fact that he wasn't going to be involved in any of those goals is just mind-blowing. But he wasn't. It was really unfortunate. On the second goal, they could have passed to Antonio, who would have easily tapped it in, which would have been nice. But yeah, he's got Wolves away, which is okay. West Ham are a really good side this season. I'm not really worried about playing him against City or Chelsea for that matter. Chelsea did just concede to Burnley. And then he also has Brighton, Burnley, Arsenal. But you really want him for these fixtures. Like, he's easily a captain choice for Norwich at home. He really is. But you really want Antonio. Look at that fixture, and it's just so nice. And then Jimenez as well. You'd probably only want to keep Jimenez for West Ham, Norwich, then Burnley. And then you'd want to get rid of him. So maybe putting him on your wild card isn't the best choice, but there are other strikers you could bring in instead, like Tony. You could play if you really wanted to, because Tony is, I think, 6.8. But Tony, I don't feel safe putting Tony in my team. He just isn't returning. Like, they lost to Norwich, they lost to Burnley, and those are the fixtures that you really wanted him for. Next up, he has Newcastle, but then it's Everton, Tottenham, Leeds, Watford. Like, they do have really, really nice fixtures, but Tony just isn't. He's just not bringing home the goods, you know what I mean? But anyway, that is the first wildcard draft, which is the 3-5-2 formation. Next up, we're going to go over the 3-4-3 formation. Yeah, so we've got Ramsdale and Foster in goal. Already spoken about those. Again, you could play Sanchez still, you could play Sanchez, Foster, but if you do want Ramsdale, which a lot of people do want to bring him in the team, he's nailed, he's cheap, Arsenal are playing really well, but I just think their fixture run at the moment isn't great. But it's up to you who you want in goal. There is 0.4 mil in the bank on this team, so if you want to mix and match, then that's absolutely fine. We've gone with James, Trent, and Chilwell this time. I haven't put Cancelo in this team. Again, you just have enough to put Chilwell in. I just wanted to make the wildcard drafts a little bit different, but if you really wanted Cancelo in, I think you can also fit him in. Because he is 6.4, so you could fit him in for Chilwell, and you'd be left with no money. But that's just with my team, and that's because I already own the likes of Antonio, Livramento, Salah, Rafinha. That's why I'm able to afford that. But yeah, if you really wanted to, you could put Cancelo in there. I would prefer, if I was on my wild card, I would prefer these 3 at the back 100%. Like, James, Trent, and Cancelo are just so good at the back. And then Johnson's in this team. Livramento's in this team. Livramento's picked up a knock. I wouldn't be too worried about it. He has withdrawn from the under 21, I do believe, but he has Norwich away, and he's just such a good bench player. So even if he isn't ready for the Norwich game, he's then got Liverpool, Leicester, Brighton, but he's just a really nice bench player to have. He's going to play the full 90. He's cheap. He's actually gone up to 4.5, I think, now. Everyone's just jumping on the Livramento train. In midfield, Gallagher, Rafinha, Salah, and Jota. So yeah, Gallagher, Rafinha, Salah, we've already spoke about. Jota is in the team because Firmino's out. Like, Firmino's out. He's got a really bad hamstring injury. Klopp said it wasn't good at all. Again, we don't know how long he's going to be back, how long he's going to be out for, but that just basically means that Jota is guaranteed to start every single game. So Jota, unless he gets injured, obviously, in international breaks, because I'm pretty sure he's going away with Portugal. Yeah, he's got Arsenal, Southampton, Everton, Wolves, Villa. Like, look at this fixture, and like, if Firmino's not back for like a couple of months, because hamstring injuries can be like from 2 weeks to like 2 months. You know, if he's not back, like, who are they really going to play? Like, Origi might actually start playing around the December fixtures just to give Jota a rest. Like, it could be that bad, but it really just depends how bad Firmino's hamstring injury is. But for the next few fixtures, I mean, Jota is a really, really nice shout to have. And then Norman in midfield as well. He did actually score against Brentford. Did he pick up 3? I think he picked up 3 bonus as well. He's just in the team just because he's a 4.5 bench player if you want to bring him in. And then up front we have Kane, Antonio, and Tony. So again, I wouldn't really like Tony in my team. He just isn't really showing me why he should be in the team. But I mean, you have nothing in the bank, so you can only just afford 3 strikers with this. And you want Kane as well for the next few fixtures. I mean, he hasn't had the greatest season, I'm not gonna lie. We can all see that. You could probably bring in Ronaldo as well. Maybe if you downgrade Jota to a, I don't know, a Smith Rowe or someone like that, you could bring in Ronaldo, who has some okay fixtures. Like, they've got Watford away, and then I think there's some pretty bad fixtures, but then he has like a really, really nice run of fixture, I think around game week 13, 14, something like that. Or it might be 15. And then we've already spoken about Antonio. So that is the 3-4-3 formation. Let's move on to the 4-4-2 formation. Again, Ramsdale and Foster in goal. Already spoken about that. At the back 4, we have Chilwell, James, Trent, and Reguilon. Again, you could get rid of Chilwell for Cancelo, bring Cancelo in. You'd have to downgrade someone like Norman, though, to a 4.4 player, because you've only got 0.3 in the bank if you really wanted to, which, again, I would probably prefer to go with James, Trent, and Cancelo. But Reguilon is in this team as well. Reguilon looked really good against, I think it was Everton, wasn't it? He looked really good. Conte likes to make his fullbacks run, you know, constantly forward. Both of the fullbacks were getting forward. They were both having shots. They were both creating chances. I think the Reguilon is going to be a good shout over the next few fixtures. The only problem with it is that Conte usually takes his wing-backs off on like the 60th, 70th minute, which I guess if they're on a clean sheet, that's great because it, you know, locks in the clean sheet. But if they're like 1-0 down, he's going to come off and he's going to be like a 1-pointer or whatever, or 2-pointer, I guess. So yeah, it is one of those, but I just, Reguilon just really, really good against Everton, and yeah, he was getting forward. He had a few attempts. He missed, obviously, the target. I don't think Spurs actually had a shot on target, but they could have easily won that game. You know, they created a lot of chances. They looked good if you saw the game. So yeah, Reguilon, Chilwell, or Cancelo, Trent, and then James at the back. Then in midfield, we have Foden, Salah, Gallagher, and Son. Again, we've already spoken about them. And then up front, we have Brozier, Antonio, Jesus. Brozier is just there just for bench, because like this is a 4-4-2, so yeah, it's just a bench player, really. He's got Norwich away next. You could even play him in that game if you wanted to. And then Antonio, Jesus. Jesus just seems to be playing every single league match. Like, he's just not missing a game. Like 90, 90, 86. He only missed that because of international duty. 90, 90, 66, 83. Yeah, he's literally starting every single league game. So it's nice to have a guaranteed player in that City lineup. But that is the third and final wildcard draft. That is the 4-4-2 formation. I quite like this. I quite like this one. This 3-4-2, 3-5-2, I should say, because you got the likes of Son in there for the Spurs fixtures. Antonio's in there ready for his fixtures. Tony hopefully rolls over and does some good, gets some good points. Gallagher's in there, Rafinha's in there, Foden's in there. You got a really strong back line. So yeah, I quite like that formation. But anyway, that's gonna be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 40 likes. Leave a comment. Who are you transferring in this week? Subscribe if you're brand new. That's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.